good evening and welcome and hello to another edition of the Ohm Service Live with me, Mark from SoulOhm Reviews, Chris from Lethal Coils, Steve BFG or Papa Bear from Tales from the Ohm.
Papa Bear! Papa Bear!
I noticed that one of his favourite characters is in chat tonight. Horsham, hello. Come on then, Steve. Are you wearing underwear?
Yes, bloody am.
Sorry, Horsham, he's wearing underwear. He was hoping he was going to be naked underneath.
Wouldn't be in an accident without it.
Right.
Good evening, everybody. Hope you're all well. Good evening, chat. Good evening, people watching on the replay. Got a special one today. In about half an hour, we've got your question time. Yes, last week I asked you to put some questions in on the Facebook page, and you did, and we've got a fair few questions. So I'll be roughly setting that one off for about half an hour from now. So, Chris, do you want to say hello to everyone in chat?
Sure, we can do that. Actually, I forgot to swap to live chat, so that's a good thing I just did that. Horsham Heating, what's going on? JP Ward, Puffing Billy. Rachel Unformed Ruby, how are you, my dear? Thank you very much for jumping in with us. Grumpy Old Vapor. Jules Mama Vapes, Orion Braces. Gav Evans, Manic Stereo. What's going on, everybody? Flash 1221, Division UK PS4. Coming down the list, coming down the list. We got Mr. Davy Green, Reverend Vapes. How are you, my friend? Barons Chris, how are you? I'm just going to call you Barons Chris. I'm not going to say SIRHC. We're just going to call you Chris. Vaping Irish, what's going on? Kevin Arnold, how are you? Nita is in the house as well. Nita! And Stuart and Kevin Arnold. Big love to you guys as well. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. And there we go. That's everybody in chat.
Is that everybody in chat? Flashy, hello there, Flashy.
Yeah, you do have a rather long name, don't you, Flashy?
Flashy. We're just going to call him Flashy. That is a seriously long name. It's covering all bases, though, isn't it?
TVP's in the hizzy.
Yep.
What's going on, brother?
Marky, baby. So, how are we all? You all right?
Marvellous, darling.
Yeah.
Marvellous.
Really, really good, surprisingly, for how I've been doing the past couple of months. So.
You've been doing absolutely awesome because I know this because every single day you've been on Twitch. Every single day. The reason I know this is because I get a notification every time. So you've been seriously doing your Game Boying. So you've got big, thick thumbs now, have you?
Yeah, I actually, about Twitch, I actually hit my requirements for becoming an affiliate and part of the affiliate program. And so now I've got subscribers, I've got people throwing cheers out and bits into the chat, and
yeah.
It's been a great pleasure to have the support that I do there.
Awesome. Oh, well, just for you. Hip Hop Juice, it's just there.
Can we have
just
a
there.
belated
Look, Hip Hop
birthday
Juice.
for Nita, please?
Nita's birthday. Happy birthday, Nita.
Was yesterday, but happy birthday, Nita.
Big love. Steve, big love.
You got to do the hearts.
Do the hearts. Come on, do the hearts.
It looks like balls too.
You've got balls.
You and Aiden, you can't do the heart, man. You guys just look like a pair of nuts.
Well, what is it then?
That's more like a heart.
Well, what was it before?
But they go like that.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
We're happy
There you
now.
go. That's much better.
There, I've even got the little bit that goes at the bottom.
I say.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Here is the
Right,
church. Here is the steeple. Open the doors and here are all the people.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God,
yeah,
he's
what do you-
regressed.
Oh jeez. So what are you guys vaping on?
Who's going to start off first? Steve.
Right. This evening, a little mouth to lung action.
Oh,
with
the true tank.
Ooh.
What do you think?
Loving this. Really loving that. I normally don't do mouth to lung, but this is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The flavour of it is superb. Got the VK Flash That's right, isn't it? Yeah, it's VK Flash.
Yeah.
With the Zeus X, with the Deviant single coil in it, still going strong. Loving it. Absolutely loving it. Stuart, thank you.
Jules, Huggles.
Hey, Jules. And finally, reaching down into the pants area, we have the Pastel, my little standby, bless it. Still on the stock coil on that, so that's lasted 2 weeks, so I'm well chuffed with that. And that's getting daily bangs. And in those, we have the Lick Remix Jelly Berry.
Ooh.
Very, very nice. Sort of mixed fruit, but just a little sweet edge on it. The Wick Liquor Deja Vu, which has gone down very, very quickly. And finally, the Old Sweet Shop
Rhubarb and custard.
Oh, that's what I've got in the Matalung setups, and that is gorgeous. So, Chris,
Yes, sir.
what is one partaking on, you sexy beast?
Not much at the moment. I'm kind of in a hard spot for juice, but we've got the overpowered 21700 stack with the FP RTA on top there.
That's why he's short on juice.
Not really. It's because of how much I vape, to be fair.
That's Jay. He'll sort you out.
We got that Rig Mods V3 Punisher series with the Dead Rabbit and the Brass Butcher cap.
No, bring that back. Down, lower it down, lower it. Look at the state of that drip tip.
I know,
That
right?
is minging.
Nasty. I gotta
Oh, come on, dude. That is minging. Oh, no way you're putting that in your gob.
It's brass. What do you want? It gets dirty real quick. And it's knurled.
Oh, that was minging that. Get that cleaned now.
Yeah, I am always on that black-handed one. The massive black wizard staff, if you want to call it that. We've also got the Drag 1 with the Twisted Messes TM24 Pro on top.
Awesome.
Drop Dead on top of the Topside Dual.
Awesome.
Per usual. And then we got my new Blingy Blingy. Got this bought this for review. We've got the Voopoo Drag Nano. I almost said the Mini. Voopoo Drag Nano with, what do I have in there? 50 milligram Nick salts, butterscotch, hazelnut, and caramel.
Tuna.
Nice.
And that's what I am vaping on tonight.
Evening,
That drag mini thing. That looks quite cool, that.
I love it, man. It looks very classy, but it's also maintained the form factor of the original drags.
Yeah.
Still needs a big W on it in a circle.
It's even got the drag logo on the back.
Yeah. I just wish they'd have the... I said it before. I wish they'd have the 2 panels on both sides. It kind of annoys my OCD.
I do think that even on the original drags, I think they should have had resin panels on both sides. I think that just looks...
Even if they had the drag impressioned on the one of the panels, I wouldn't have minded. But if both panels would have been the same.
Well, I think BFG, I think you mentioned it before as well, how they have the little cutout on the side where it says Voopoo there. They could have done the same thing and put drag on the other side. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I personally like the way it's set up because you get that little bit of extra grip from the rubberized size.
Ooh.
Gene chip.
Bad place for a USB though.
Yeah, it's not the
Put
greatest.
it on its side.
Yeah.
I put it on its side.
I've tried that. She gets grumpy.
Is that it, kidder? Is that you done, Chris?
Yeah, that's me done, my friend. How about you, Mark?
I'm still on the Kylin M and the Hex with, this time I've got the Vintage Raspberry Sherbet, which I am thoroughly enjoying. In fact, I've ordered some more. I've got 400ml of this coming. I don't go by halves. 400 mil. Getting that soon. What else am I on? I'm on the Passage with the double barrel in that. I've got Vape Dodo, Extinct Range. Which was this one? It's the Prophecy, which is the pear and brown sugar.
Ooh.
It is quite nice. Quite enjoying that one. Can't vape it for too long. I can vape it for about half an hour and then I've had enough. I need to put it down and have something else. It's a little bit strong.
Gotta tell you, I can't stand pear as a fruit. I wouldn't be able to stand pear juice.
It's very like your pear drops. Very, very similar to your pear drops. It's that.
So does that brown sugar give it a bit of a toffee edge, or?
No, it doesn't. It's like I said. It's very much like a pear drop. You're getting that very ripe pear, and then obviously you're getting that slight sugary taste, but it doesn't taste really that much of brown sugar.
Right.
Anyway, I'm probably on the smallest mod in the universe, which is the
Oh,
Cujo.
Jesus, yeah.
I love that word. It's so cute. So cute. Review coming up with that next week. So yeah, it's probably the small. That's got to be the smallest box mod I have ever seen. It's got to be. So vaping on that with the what's it called now? I forgot. The Origin RDA on top of that single coil. Inside that, I've got Smoothies Maui Wowie.
Nice.
And last but not least, I've got this one. It only came yesterday. Literally, I've just set it up literally about 10-15 minutes ago. It's a side-by-side internal battery. I think it's a 1100 mAh internal battery. 3 power settings, and it's, like I said, side-by-side. It's from a company called... It's set... to read it in English, it's Yeahtu. It's spelt Yeahtu. So...
Yeahtu.
Yeahtu.
Yeahtu?
Yeahtu.
You know I'm crap at pronouncing things. I was calling that Magus for ages. And this is the... I know I'm going to pronounce this wrong. It's spelt Kremu. Cremum?
Cremu.
So that's Kremu.
Now, if you get the chance, Google it and look for the copper finish, because the copper finish is special.
Well, I've got
I've
got this version, which is the black and red, and I've also got the silver one, and the silver one looks nice as well.
Well, the black and red's sweet, but I love the copper finish on it.
Do you?
Really,
It's
like distressed copper.
Yeah, it looks absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, that's what I am on. Oh, in this I have got double drip Nick Salt lemon sherbet. Can't not have any lemon. And drinking wise, I'm on fizzy water and Coca-Cola. One day. And that's it. That's all I'm vaping on. News-wise, well, I think the big news is what we probably will be talking about is
Michigan.
Oh, look at his face. He's going for it. Go on then. Yep. I'll let you kick it off then, Chris.
Well, essentially, Michigan put through a total flavor ban. That's about it. I mean, we already know what the implications might be of flavor bans here in the United States, and with a total flavor ban across the entire state, B&M shops are going down. It's that simple. I don't know how many people in chat watched my show last night. We had a member of the Maryland Vapor Association who's also tied in with the Vapor Technology Association, the VTA. He was on as a guest last night. We talked a lot about it. And as a business owner, he also owns a shop, Smoke Free Nation. And as a business owner, it's going to mean bad things for everybody. gonna mean really bad things.
I was watching. I forgot the name of it. It's the radio show, and they were saying that it's not exactly law. It's her that's actually said that she's going to do it. It's not gone through as law because
they have 30 days as of yesterday to comply.
It's an executive order.
But within that 30 days, there is still the possibility that it can be overturned. And in no grumpy old vapor, it is not temporary. It will be long term. It will be permanent.
I mean, I posted up on the Facebook group the interview here, the brief interview here, and she has not got a clue. I mean, she was saying about formaldehyde and metals, for starters.
Not good.
No, she ain't got a bloody clue.
If you, the sound bites I've got from USA Today are, as governor, her number one priority is keeping the kids safe. And right now, companies selling vapor products are using candy flavours to hook children on nicotine and misleading claims to promote the belief that these products are safe. That ends today. Our kids deserve leaders who are going to fight to protect them. These bold steps will finally put an end to the irresponsible and deceptive practices and protect Michigan's public health. Balls. Sorry, big, hairy ones. If she was that bothered about health, she would be looking at the facts rather than following the media, and she would be promoting vaping over cigarette use.
Well, that little settlement agreement doesn't help, does it? Because obviously they've been losing a lot of money through the settle agreement, haven't they, Michigan? Well, and who's one of her big sponsors? Let's find out who's one of her big sponsors. Oh, yeah, it's Big Tobacco.
No.
Yeah.
You don't say.
I know. And the best thing about it was what Jules done as well. Jules, go on, shove every fucker under a bus. Why not? Shove everybody under a bus. They agree with it.
Yeah.
They're agreeing with it. Oh, no. They agree with it. The thing is, though, the only flavour that you'll be able to have in vaping is a tobacco flavour, and that's it. They're quite happy with that.
No, there's a surprise.
They're quite happy. No, you go ahead. We'll support you as long as we can still sell our tobacco one.
Grumpy Old Vapor says it really, really nicely. Kids getting sick from buying from the black market, yet Michigan forces people to buy from the black market.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And the CDC aren't helping by just saying it's vaping rather than what it actually is, the THC cartridge.
It is vaping, but it is a very different aspect of vaping. It's not our style of vaping.
Right. I would say, when you say vaping, yeah? Given the fact we're around for 10 years, that's vaping.
Right.
Yeah. When you are doing THC, that's atomizing either cannabis oil. I wouldn't call that vaping.
Okay.
Vaping to me is PG, VG, and flavourings.
It's just a very broad term.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, let's be right. Not a single person in the whole wide world has died from vaping what I would class as safe nicotine, that have bought it from a brick and mortar shop.
Safer nicotine.
Safer nicotine.
No, that's a fair point. Yeah, safer. Yeah. But yeah, I agree completely. You know, you start creating this black market, and that, bang, you're going to have fatalities.
Yeah.
Are they going to be held responsible for the blood on their hands?
Fuck no. I mean, hell no. No. They won't take responsibility.
To be honest with you, I have never known a country that wants you to smoke as much as America does. Mm-hmm. They want you to smoke cigarettes.
It's crazy.
Yep.
This quick philosophy.
BFG, what's that hashtag black sheep above your head on the screen?
Finally.
Someone.
They've been asking about it.
It's only took 2 weeks.
Do you want to go with that one, Mark?
No. I'm just going to leave it there. Black sheep's me. I am the black sheep.
It's a symbol for going against the grain. I think, to be honest with you. You know, stand out. Don't
I
don't
am
know.
the
Don't
black
blend
sheep.
in. Don't blend in.
Blessed little cotton socks.
I'm chuffed that someone's actually mentioned it.
And Ryan said it should be a bear.
Nita, you've just made his evening. Thank you.
Hashtag black bear.
Why's Mark a black sheep? He just is.
I just am. I was born that way.
Oh, geez. OG black sheep bitch. Yeah. TVP is definitely the OG black sheep. Yep.
Oh, Mark.
Gotta agree with that. Oh, Jesus. Best not tell Mo you're the black sheep, Mark.
Well, I'm half Welsh anyway, so...
Oh,
so you admit it then. So you admit your affinity for the sheepish kind.
Yeah, there's no wrong with a bit of sheep. What's wrong with a bit of sheep? Don't knock it until you've tried it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I'm saving that for my bucket list, mate.
Yeah.
Did you know they actually have lambskin condoms?
Yeah,
That's
wouldn't
what they were
surprise me.
originally. They were
So
intestine.
if you're using one, are you technically fucking a sheep?
They probably have hobo flavoured ones as well, but...
Hey.
What do I know?
No, I think you'll find that's a Cheetos packet.
TVP, I have yet to find something you've said to upset me.
Yeah.
I don't think TVP's referring to you as a snowflake, mate. He does have a habit of taking...
I have a sensitive side. I'm not going to lie. I am sensitive about certain things, but that's because I like you, Chris.
I wouldn't describe you as the average Daily Mail reader, Chris.
Good point. Good point.
Because I think Mr. Mark actually sort of takes those and eats them for breakfast.
Right? But back to Michigan, though. After talking with Matthew, as a business owner, he kind of confirmed what I've been saying for a very long time. As B&M shops go, a very, very large part of their revenue and their income comes from sales of juice and different flavors. And if they do away with all of that, they're going to lose a lot of money, and they're not going to be able to stay open. They can't keep their shops open on mod sales alone.
Yeah,
or
but I
coil
mean, you
sales
just look
alone.
at, besides, put that to one side, and I'm not dismissing it by at all. Right, you work out all the shops that's going to show, all the people that has been paying taxes to Michigan. How many billions are they going to lose?
Yep.
But
Seriously.
the thing is, though, is there anybody going to stand up to him from Michigan, from the actual vaping companies?
See, that's the thing. It
Are
doesn't,
they all going to just let it happen?
I think most of them are probably just going to sit on the sidelines, like we already know a lot of Americans do. In the vape community here in the U.S., a lot of people are just lazy. They figure, you know what, someone else will advocate for me. I don't have to. A lot of people are along the mindset of, I'm just one voice. There's not much I'm going to be able to make a difference doing. And so we essentially just use those as cop-outs to not have to do something.
I mean, to be fair, the VTA have already suggested that litigation may be coming from their direction. The American Vaping Association, not in as strong as terms as the VTA, but the American Vapers have said that they will support any legislation blocking this ban. Sorry, not legislation, legal action.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all right saying we'll do it. Wouldn't it be better to do it and then tell people about it?
Yeah.
You'd have thought by now there would have been a proper body. Because this is, let's face it, we're not talking about something that's just turned up out of the blue. No. They've been on about, for years, absolute years. This should have been sorted out years ago. A proper organisation, I don't know whether... like CASAD, but at a proper governing body that you all join together to make one big force. Very much like how the you've got it for guns and things like that, haven't you? You've got a proper governing body, and if there's any rules or regulations that's being passed for firearms, they come involved. And this should have been years ago. I mean, we're not talking about last year or year before. Years ago, there should have been a proper central body that actually was supporting vapors, not only vaping companies, but also vapors in general, customers. Hi, Joe.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I think, no, I was just saying, I agree with you. I think the consumers are just as responsible as the business owners. It's on everybody to do their part. And this was a big thing we were talking about last night, was that a lot of people already know my stance on CASA. All right, CASA, calls to action, writing your emails, which is what they push for primarily. They don't, mention sending, handwritten letters or phone calls to your state reps, or even going to the offices and visiting. You might have to make an appointment with your state aide, but there's nothing against going to see your state representatives and express yourself. Express how vaping helped you. How did it stop you from smoking cigarettes? How long have you been doing it? And how long have you been off of those cigarettes? And what's your health like now? There's nothing against any of that. That is so much more than CASA does. Yet a lot of people just focus on CASA. They don't think that there's, a bunch of other ways that you can advocate, that you should be advocating. Just sending emails is not enough. It's way too easy. Like he said last night, a lot of the times when emails go into state rep offices, it's not the representative that filters these emails. It's the aide.
Yeah, the receptionist.
Right. It's the state aide is the one that filters all these emails. And so they can just as easily just destroy them, toss them all in the trash. But it's much, much, much more difficult to ignore a phone call or a handwritten letter, or especially a visit to their office. And all of these things are perfectly legal. All these things are perfectly doable, but nobody wants to be bothered to do any of these things. And it's
on the flip side to this is another thing that I can't understand. If they're that bothered about children getting hold of vaping products, why are they going after the companies instead of going after the people that's selling them? Do you understand? It's the regulation of it's not the product that's the problem.
Well, they are indirectly.
No,
they are indirectly by going through all these flavor bans. They're going to put a lot of businesses out.
Yeah, all they're doing is getting rid of the business. They're not getting rid of the problem. They're getting rid of the business, because the kids, let's face it, if they're not going to go on to vaping, they'll go on to cigarettes. They'll go on to alcohol. They'll go on to something else. Yeah. There's no change. It's all right. Then the next step will be another thing to be addicted to that's going to cause them harm.
Here's an idea. See, in America, correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, parents are legally responsible to some extent for their child's actions up until the age of 18?
Not to some extent. 100%.
Everything.
Right. 100%. They are responsible for their own children.
Instead of going after the companies, let's go after the bloody parents. You got a 16-year-old that's buying vapes and things. I know where you're coming from with that face. Bless you, Chris. You're breaking my heart.
How are you going to prosecute parents for the children's actions when they don't have any control over that? Like, it is our job to have control over our kids up to a certain point. But again, I come back to the statement that we've all made. You're never going to stop it. You can prohibit it. You can make it illegal. But due to the black market existing, and it will exist, and it will thrive if this happens, you're going to see a lot. People are still going to get their hands on these things. But you're going to see a lot more of what we just saw last week, 2 weeks ago, with all of these hospitalizations because of people vaping THC cartridges on the black market. You're going to see a lot more of that. You're going to see a lot more of that.
Yeah, and then it just plays into the hand of, well, I told you they were bad.
Yeah.
Whereas if they went after the parents, yeah, and I appreciate it's difficult, but if they go after the parents, you wouldn't get this, what's government going to do about it?
Right.
You wouldn't get the flavour bans because, you know, it would, at the end of the day, yeah, we all know this teen vaping is crap, yeah? And at the minute, there's no data to prove that, yeah?
Right.
If you turn around and said the parents are responsible for the kids and started arresting teens, etc., when they tried to do this, and then prosecuted the parents, all of a sudden you would have a data set that would prove what they're claiming is crack.
Yeah. Bill Richards says that the kids don't buy. Oh no, I'm sorry, Grumpy Old Vapor. That's what happens here in the Philippines. Parents can go to jail for their kids' actions. You can't do that here in America. At least not yet. You know, they can't prosecute the parents for the kids' decisions. The kids have to take responsibility for their own actions, is the way it rolls here. Up to a certain age, of course.
I'm not being funny, mate. You've got a governor here that's just imposed a statewide flavour ban off her own back.
Yeah.
So why can't she bring in something like that?
I mean, what else is she going to bring in? Sugar ban?
True. But how
that's another big thing, isn't it, at the present moment?
I don't think that's very fair to go after the parents if they're not the ones that are supplying their teenagers with these devices. I think that responsibility should be on the people that sell or purchase these devices to sell to minors. You know, I think that if there were parents that are buying these products for their kids, which obviously there are, I think those parents should be on the in the gallows. But
I'm just suggesting that rather than these stupid flavour bans, these restrictions of sales. Yeah, if you've got a teen epidemic, you don't have to go after the business that's employing people, the business providing taxes, generating income. Yeah.
But they need to make sure that the businesses are still upholding the regulation that's already in the they need to be.
If you get caught selling to a 15-year-old, you should be banged up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, rather than penalising the adults, adult smokers.
Can I ask you a question, Chris? If your kid don't go to school, what happens?
Well, if your kid doesn't go to school, that's considered in slang terms hooky, but you can actually get picked up for not doing that, for not going to school.
What happens to the parents?
Like I used to skip school all the time. I used to go take the bus into school and I'd leave as soon as I got there. I'd be walking out the front door and I'd be going to do something else. I did not care. But however, I did get picked up one time, that being said, by a truancy officer. And that will happen. They are a member of the police department. They actually,
so what
in my
happens
high
to
school,
the parents?
Nothing. They get a phone call and let them know what happened.
I mean, what happens if the child keeps on doing it?
The child gets punished.
How?
The child takes the brunt for it. It's left on their responsibility to be in school. The parents don't get penalized for it.
See, in this country, we are penalized.
You know, you figure you're getting in trouble for skipping school, yet one of the penalties is expulsion or suspension. So you can't go to school anyway. So it's like you're giving us what we want, but...
See, here in this country, if you skip school, if you take an unofficial holiday, you get fined. The parents get fined.
Yes, there you go. Chris Storm, a.k.a. Tuna. Your parents can put a chins on you. If you're not from America, you don't know what a chins is. Some states call it a pins. It's a child in need of supervision. I actually had one placed on me by my parents. However, it's not required. You're not obligated to file one of these petitions with the court system if your kid's not going to school. that is a sole choice on the part of the parents. They're not, told they have to do this by the court system. They're not told they have to do this by the truancy officer. Sometimes, if the situation is bad enough, the truancy officer, like we at my high school, we actually had a truancy officer with his own police office right in the school, and he operated right from there. But if the situation is bad enough, what they can do is they can file the Chins petition on you themselves.
Can I just answer Nita's question here? Do you think, Nicole, this is happening because of pods being easy to hide? If pods hadn't come along, things would be fine. No. I think if all that was available was mechs, they would be playing on the battery issues, and there'd be a lot more stories in the media about mods exploding and things.
Yeah.
This is an out-and-out excuse to attack something that's reduced cigarette profits and therefore money to the states.
Oh, because Michigan is really seriously losing money.
Oh, they're going to lose a whole lot more before the end of the next 30 days. And I'm telling you guys, I'm talking with people in the industry, talking to shop owners, talking to advocates, big advocates here in the States. Guys, I'm telling you the truth, honestly, these guidelines were spelled out to me in pretty good detail last night, but I want to make sure that you guys all understand this, coming from somebody in the industry and an advocate. Michigan only has 30 days. Only 30 days. The legislation that was passed went into effect yesterday. It went into effect yesterday. They have up to 30 days for the representative or whoever it was. I can't remember what position they held, but they have up to 30 days, and they can reverse the decision. That's why everybody was calling in and advocating for vaping yesterday. People outside of Michigan were calling into the state representative there in Michigan and advocating for vaping.
You see, what I can't understand is how can just a governor make a rule like that just off top of her own head? How?
It's the Michigan's administrative rules states that any state agency can create regulations or policies that once authorised, which is the 30-day period, become law.
It's crazy.
So it's
because let's face it, we wouldn't have that in this country.
No, we just get a guy that shuts down Parliament.
You see,
emergency powers. Exactly, emergency powers. If they see something as being immediately needing to be addressed and they have something in their mind that they want to do, they can do that. They can absolutely pass that through. And then this other representative only has a certain amount of time that they can roll that back and say no.
What scares me about that more than anything else is what else can they do that with?
Yeah, they can do that with everything. Anything. They choose vaping. They don't choose to go against the opioid crisis. They don't choose to go against kids underage drinking, underage smoking. There's a massive problem with fentanyl in this country, and they're not focusing on any of these. Their focus is primarily on vaping, which blows my mind because there's way other more important topics and studies that should have their focus to save lives than burying an industry that is also fighting to save lives.
Yeah, but I mean, the opioid, if you look at it from the political aspect, vaping's cutting into the money.
Yeah,
absolutely. So there's no money to battle any other issues. So they're probably saying, get the money back up and then start trying to tackle the opioid crisis, etc., etc.
I've got a good question. You know these nicotine gums? Well, they could have flavour ban on them as well.
Probably not.
No.
I
I think it only pertains to e-liquid, to be honest with you, which makes no sense to me, because if a flavor ban is going to go into effect for a tobacco product, which they have deemed all vaping products as tobacco products, if you're going to initiate a flavor ban on e-liquid for vaping, which is a nicotine product, you need to enact that flavor ban for
Because let's face it,
product.
let's be right. The only reason we have flavourings is to encourage kids to vape. So, yeah, we only have flavours for them.
No, Grumpy, you're right. No, that's not what I was saying. Fentanyl abuse doesn't affect tobacco sales at all. That's not my point. My point was that there are so many other things that need focusing on, and the FDA, the government here, is so focused on vaping, they're ignoring all of the much larger problems that need to be addressed. That was my point, not that fentanyl abuse or underage drinking, affects tobacco sales. That wasn't what I was saying.
Irish has just raised a very good point. No BFG. They've had years to battle the opioid crisis and haven't, because it's earning them money. Yep. And creating and maintaining government jobs.
Yep.
There's still that in the pipeline as well. Right.
Yeah. So we went past question time.
It's all right. No, this is
we're
more important
on.
than question time.
Okay.
I was going to say, we're just at 7:45. Did you want to move to the...
Oh, we will do. Are you ready, guys? Are you ready? Right, let me get
I'm good. I'm ready.
Right.
We're ready. Sorry.
Our first question time.
You're going to make a bumper for that.
I'll have to make a bumper. Bumper? What's a bumper? A bumper. Right, the first question is from a Chris Doyle, our very own Chris Doyle. If you could use one mod, RTA or RDA, for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a question. Right, mind if I kick this one?
Go for it.
I'd go with the Smoant Cylon, and I'd go with the glass RDSA with the stainless cap. Nice big 30mm dripper on top of the Cylon that'll take it. And I still love my Cylon. I was most upset when it died, and I will be replacing it. So that's mine. I mean, it's such a good little workhorse. What about you, Chris?
Well, it's hard.
Besides that, what device would you use?
It's a difficult question to answer, to be fair. Because no two RDAs are going to perform exactly the same. And I enjoy all of mine. If I had to pick, I'd probably say this setup right here, actually. The Drop Dead with the Topside Dual. Topside Dual can be used as a regulated box mod without squonking. You can use it as a squonker. It serves dual purposes for me. And the Drop Dead has not left the Topside Dual because I just really enjoy it. But to be fair, as far as RDAs go, it would be a big toss-up between this and the Twisted Messes TM24 Pro.
Yeah, the TM24 Pro is good. Really is.
Yeah.
I've never used one.
For me, I'll
Really
lend you
good.
mine.
Bless you.
For me, it would have to be me truck mech. Now, the RDA would be a bit of a toss-up, and it really would be, between the Twisted Messes 24.
So you're a tosser?
Oh, yeah, I toss. Can't you see? Bigger on this side than this side. And, well, it's got to be me drop. Me drop RDA. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. Truck and me drop RDA.
Good choice.
I couldn't get on with the drop. I just couldn't.
Right, the next question is from our wonderful Reverend Davy Green. If you could only vape one juice for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
And this needs to be a
Repeat
detailed
that.
answer, please, gent.
And I
Repeat
want
that
an
one time for
in-depth
me.
answer as well.
Repeat that question for me one time.
The question is, if you could vape only one juice for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
I can't.
Mine's
I
dead
can't
easy.
answer that question because I don't know. I haven't come across one that I don't go tongue blind to. So for that reason, I can't actually say one juice over the other. One of my favorite juices, which I will say, is Strawberry Jam Monster.
Mine would be the Rochford Project Lemon Lush. And the reason for that is I just never get sick of vaping that. I don't get vapor's tongue with it or anything like that. It is a all-round, everyday, absolutely gorgeous juice. And it's still, after all these years, and I mean, when it was the Devil Vape, was it Devil? Yeah, Devil Vape.
Yeah, Devil Vapor.
When it was that originally, and since the first time that I tried it up until now, it's still a juice that I continuously go back to. Love it.
But I'm going from the same stable. I'm going Rochford Project as well, but I'm going the Rochford Project Raspberry Milk.
Another good
Again,
one.
you don't get bored with the flavour. It doesn't disappear on you. It's a good constant flavour. It suits a range of vaping styles. So you can stick it in a Mech at higher wattages. You can have it on a regulated. The only one I haven't tried is a mouth to lung, and I'm betting that you still get that wonderful raspberry creaminess to it. And it really does have that mouthfeel.
The thing is, though, with that one, and it's something I don't know how he does it, but the only way I can explain it, and it doesn't happen all the time when you vape it. If you've ever bought cereal that's had dried fruit in it, and you're munching along, and then all of a sudden you get that mega burst of either strawberries or raspberries or whatever it is. For some reason, I don't know whether it's a spike in the actual coil, when you get a bit of extra juice on it and it gives you that splitter or whatever it is. But now and again on the raspberry one, you do get that really intense raspberry flavour.
And it's gorgeous.
Oh yeah, it's so yummy.
And it's a proper all year vape because you still get that lovely sort of hug. Yeah, and it is a hug. There's just something comforting about that raspberry flavour. It's absolutely brilliant.
Right, the next question is from Jamie Bishop. Hello, Jamie Bishop. If you could make a mod with any company, who, why, and what would make it different from all the other mods out there?
Oh my God,
that is a seriously heavy one.
That is a heavy question.
To be honest, I'll kick this one because you two have got a lot more
thinking to do
on this. I don't know enough to actually do this. However, if I did, I would like to do a potentiometer mod, but with the same sort of features that the Cricket 2 had. So you could flip the board from parallel to series and have that with the potentiometer.
See, when it comes to that style, I didn't really like that one, but I did like what they did when they changed it with the Luxottic NC, the Cricket V3, how they just had the top switch. You could just swap it to parallel or series just through a switch.
And what company would you work with?
I'll be with Tofo. Definitely with Tofo, but I'd like to see the V style screen. So you could actually see what you were dialing in.
Jamie Bishop is flashy, by the way. That's flashy division.
Flashy, good question, dude.
Very good
Difficult,
question.
but good question.
You, Chris?
I'd probably say you said Wotofo, right? That's what I was thinking, because they've put out a lot of really good devices over the past year and a half. I'd say I'd probably work with them.
They're really underrated, to be fair, as a company.
Yeah, I think they are. I think we're going to still see some more good things coming from them. What would it be? My personal preference would probably be a parallel mod. because I like to vape low watt or low ohms, and you're going to be safer on something like that. Is the why. And what would make it different? I don't think there's many other ways you can make a parallel box mod different from the others, to be honest with you.
No, you're right. I mean, unless you stick a flashlight in it, there's not a lot you can do, is there?
I would never make anything that gimmicky. No. Oh, you mean like the Wismac Active, the whole little Bluetooth speaker mod? Ugh.
Yeah.
No, you don't need that.
So, I suppose
Come on, Mark.
This is going to be...
I'm looking forward to this one.
Oh, God, I ain't got a clue. I'm freewheeling this one. I have got ideas for a mech mod, but I don't want to go into too much detail because obviously I don't want people nicking me ideas. But I've got an idea for a mech mod, and it's the way that they do the switch more than anything else. I've got this idea in my head of how it all works and that lot. Not written down on paper or anything like that. But the company that I would like to work with would be probably Rig.
Good company. Good company.
Hell of a choice.
Oh yeah, if you're gonna go, it would have been Purge, but Purge have gone weird. And no,
Yeah.
You're right.
You've never seen a Rig Mods pod system, that's for sure.
Right, our next question is from R. Rachel. If you designed an RTA or RDA, what would you call it?
I've got one for the RTA. The Dribbler.
Nobody would buy that. Oh, this thing's going to leak. I don't want it.
No, I think because you've named it that, I think people would buy it. Just to
Like
see
the
if it
FP?
did.
Like the
Nothing
FP,
wrong with the FP.
You, Chris?
Wait, didn't we just go over this?
No, this is the RTA or RDA.
What would you
call it?
That's right. I'd probably go RDA, and I don't know what I'd call it. I don't really have any names that I've thought of. Like, I never really thought about designing anything, so I never really needed to come up with, no, it's not going to be the hashtag rash RDTA. Get out of here. It would probably be something like, I don't know, maybe use something to do with my own name, like the lethality RDA or something.
Lethality? Ooh, like that one. Mine's simple. I'd do an RDA and I'd call it the Gobstopper.
Like that.
I do too.
If I was going to do an RDA, then have it in white frosted autumn and call it the Spunk Bubble.
Right, next question.
That was for TVP.
Next question. I will... Chunkmeister, we'll save that for another time. Bill Richards. Which single company has impressed you the most consistently, and which has been the biggest letdown? No pods.
Ooh.
Personally, mine's kind of a toss-up between Hellvape and Wotofo. I've seen a lot of good things come from both companies. So does one impress me more than the other? Not really. I think that they've both come up in the industry a little bit more than others.
What company bad?
What company bad?
Which one's unimpressed you the most?
Unimpressed me the most? Probably Bandy Vape. Haven't heard from them in a while. Haven't seen much other than Tony B stuff from them.
Who's next? Me or him?
You could go next.
Me?
While I suck on this Vandy Vape Kyle in M.
Right, the one that's impressed me, Dovepo. For the MVV1, the MVV2, and the V. I own the MVV one. I own the V. They are solid little workhorses. You know, a year on the MVV and never a problem. It's probably going to die on me now, but it's just solid, good old-fashioned, straightforward mods. Absolutely brilliant. And then the one that's disappointed me most, and Empire's probably going to love me for this, Smock. Do we really need the disco lights? Do we really need all the whistles and bells? And then to rip off other people's designs and try and call it innovation, no need.
Yeah, it's
really
true.
No need.
Right, I guess it's me then.
Go for it, son.
Companies that have impressed me. I'm kind of in the agreement with what everyone else has said with Tofo. They do impress me. They've come out with some really interesting bits and pieces. The biggest one to let me down, I think Smoant. Believe it or not, I had high hopes for Smoant, and no, they never came through.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that I know it's an AIO, but the Passito for me has been solid. I know other people have had problems with the tanks and leaking. The Cylon, right up until the point it died, but to be fair, it died 9 months after I bought it. You know, it had been dropped so many times. It had been my daily banger, so it went everywhere. Yeah, I was happy with 9 months.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, a lot of them, it's a 3 month life shelf life. On most mods, it's 3 months.
I know, for the amount you're coughing up for them.
And some of the high-end mods are that as well.
Grumpy Old Vapor, that's actually a mod. That's the only thing I've seen come from Smock that I actually like. It was the Smock Nord pod kit.
By all accounts, the new one, Ben was saying is really good. What's it called now? Ben, put it in chat. Ben was really, really impressed with it. Right.
No, I tried the Smart Nord. Wasn't impressed.
No, I was.
No.
As far as Smock products go.
I liked the 0.6 ohm coil that was in it. I didn't like the Maftalon coil in it.
No.
I just didn't like the airflow in it.
Right. Sorry.
Sorry.
No, carry on. No, you. Carry on. Sorry, I only looked down. Carry on.
No, it was just it was a wishy-washy mix of both. It didn't. If it leant one way or the other, I could forgive it, but it didn't even do both. It didn't do one or the other well. It wasn't a mouth to lung. It wasn't a direct to lung. But I mean, that's so subjective.
I mean, for me personally, them type of vapes are just not my kind of vape. To be honest with you, either the Nord or the Orion and things like that, they don't give me the power and the amount of vapor that I want in my mouth hole, top and bottom of it, compared to like a sub-ohm tank RTA or an RDA. They just don't give me that complete satisfaction. They're all right, don't get me wrong, they're good to use in certain situations. I'm talking about things like this and even that. It's sort of like, yeah, they're all right, don't get me wrong, they've definitely got their place, but I could not survive on just them.
No, fair enough.
I need something a bit more with a bit more power, a bit more. I just need that, and it's not just it's not just the actual nicotine. I thought it was originally, but it's not. It's that actual physical act of actually inhaling the actual vapor. Whereas, so like your pod systems and your what I would class as AIO systems, yes, they do satisfy me the nicotine's way, but the actual vapor, it doesn't.
Right. I feel the same way. I feel that flavor and production are much less on a pod system than out of an RTA, out of an RDA, or even a stock coil tank. I do like how quickly it gets the nick into your system, though, with the high milligram strength that I use.
I mean, pod systems and AIO systems, because you might as well call them AIO systems nowadays, they are absolutely brilliant if, for argument's sake, you're in a situation where you've only got 15 minutes and that's your allocated break time and that's all you can, grab one of them, have a good chunk at it and then go back to work.
Mo, bro, am I the black sheep?
No.
Somebody had to say his name and then he came running.
You do realise we missed out on a trick here. The RDA name. We should have called it the Julie.
The Julie.
Stylish, satisfying, and very,
Randy.
very tasty.
Like it. Right, this next question is from Chris Chuckmeister. It's a tough one, this one. This is not an easy question, so listen up. The challenge, it's not just a question, it's a challenge. Choose a setup, mod and ATI, obviously that you like. The rule is it must be at least 5 years old.
Dead easy.
I can't.
I can.
I can't. I've only been vaping for 3 years, and those are the oldest devices that I know
we'll
of.
base you on your oldest devices that was around when you started vaping. I think that's more fair.
Okay. Anything, not like
Anything.
something that I own, right?
No, anything.
Personally, because I like my parallel boxes, I'd probably go with a hex ohm. RDA or RTA. I'd probably say either the Apocalypse Gen 2 or the OG Goon.
Okay. Well, I'd go for the Nemesis, which was, I believe, a 2014 mod. And I would also go with the original Mutation X, which I think that still stands the test of time, I believe.
Very interesting. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and it was a mod that I wanted, but I never got. In fact, I'm going to go for 2.
Julie LeBlanc, that was her name, right?
The first one was the Pavari. Yeah. Yes, Pavari. The long one with this stick that came out the side. I think it's a Pavari. And it came, literally long thin stick, and it came out the side, the atomizer. Always wanted one. I thought they were absolutely awesome when they came out. And the other one is a billet box.
Oh, good
And you can
choice.
still get them. But I haven't
You
got
can. Well, TVS had Nemesis on available for years. But, evening, guys.
So I thought I'd go for an old one. And that wraps up our question time. Just let you know, Jackie got her juice sorted.
Beautiful.
We did have a question from Russ in actual chat. How much do you guys spend on liquid each week per month?
Per month? About 80 to 100 quid. Yeah, about 80 to 100.
A week?
No, about 25, 30 a week, but per month, about 100 quid, 80 to 100.
Yeah, per month, probably about between $60 to $100. That's when I'm buying juice. Right now, I've been very, very blessed by a lot of people, so I still have some juice that was gifted to me. So I still have some of that going on, but When I do buy juice, I buy it 100 milliliter bottles at a time. Each 100 milliliter bottle costs roughly $30. So $60, like up to 120 a month, I think.
If I'm DIYing, and that's just my own brew lemon that I'm doing, let me work it out.
Also, there was another question in chat too I wanted to address as well.
Well, hang on a second. Let me finish
Yeah,
mine. Then
you guys answer. You guys answer.
I'm just trying to work this one out. If I'm doing my home brew, it's probably £15 a month. Believe it or not. If I'm buying juice as well, I've just bought a load of juice now, and that's cost me £45. So roughly, in total, I would say about £65. Roughly about that.
Rachel's mocking me there.
But I am a cheapskate. I will buy. It's like these. I got the vintage, and these are £10 for 200ml.
What?
Whereas normally they are like 15.
Oh wow! That's
Just let
cheap.
you know that. Yep. So
Rachel's mocking me here, saying that she spends that on 2 of them a month.
Yeah.
So what was the
your question?
I'm hearing an echo here.
Great minds.
So someone had asked earlier about the Michigan thing. Can people still buy PGBG and concentrates? Absolutely, they can't regulate that. But here's the problem. They have regulated and done away with online sales. So nicotine is a no-go. They can buy their BG and their PG and their concentrates. They cannot buy nicotine. So that's the answer to that one.
So what's the alternative then? Go back to
0
cigarettes?
milligram or go back to the Stinkies.
And what are people going to do?
Go back to the Stinkies.
Oh,
Interesting. Rev's just... Sorry.
Yep, go ahead.
Rev's just coughed up for 2 raspberry milk, 2 lemon lush, and 2 black vine.
Oh, wow.
awesome. You're going to be in for a treat, kiddo, because
you are.
all of them are very, very nice. And in order, I'd go lemon lush, raspberry milk, and black vine. And if I remember rightly, Vic loves black vine. If I remember rightly. Right, so that's it for this week's question time. What I'm going to do, guys, obviously you've all seen it, you must have seen it. I'm going to leave that post on Facebook. So we'll start afresh. If you want to put some more questions in for next week, get them slapped in. It's on the SoulOhm crew page, and I'll leave it as pinned post so it's right at the top. So all you have to do is put your questions in there for next week. Okie dokie.
And
I
a
enjoyed
massive
that.
thank you to everybody
Yes.
that put questions in. There was some brilliant ones there. So if you haven't, let's see you beat them.
Yeah. See if you can beat them questions. Little bit of news. You probably might have seen it on the Facebook and on Twitter if you're a Facebook Twitter people. I have 15 tickets to Expo in October. The one-day tickets, and what we'll be doing next week, we'll be giving you the full details of how to enter to get a free ticket to go to Expo. So I just thought I'd let you know that one. There'll be more details coming up on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram in the coming week. So we'll be actually officially announcing on Thursday's show. So you'll be able to go over and enter it. And what we'll do, we'll just do a randomizer and draw. And we've got 15 tickets to give away. So we've got a little giveaway. Hey! Woo, woo!
We do like little giveaways. And can I just mention that Mark is only 7 away from that magic 3K number?
And you know what that means, don't you?
Yeah.
It's the big box giveaway.
It's
7
that
more
sub
subs.
button now.
7 more subs, and there we go, the big compo of the year.
And it's going to
Right.
be a big... This year it's going to be a big one. It really is going to be a big one. So, yes.
Ooh,
Ooh,
oh, I say, matron. With
excuse
your
me, I'm
reputation.
burping here. Yes.
£3,000 giveaway. I wish it was a £3,000 giveaway.
Oh, wouldn't it be nice? Yeah, I wished I could. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be absolutely brilliant, that. Yeah, I'm literally, was it 7 away from 3K? Can't believe it.
Well, for the anniversary was last Sunday, so that was 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years. Oh, Bill can't go to Expo. That's a shame.
Never trust a man who brags about having a big one.
Why do you think I always compare myself to a hamster, darling?
All I'm gonna say is, you know, you get them baked beans and sausage. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. In a tin.
Beans and wiener.
Mine's like a baby's arm holding an apple.
Well, I did see Rachel's going, and the Baron, so look forward to seeing her and Chris.
Oh, bless you.
Wish I could go, guys. Wish I could go.
Yeah, I wish you could come as well. It'd be awesome, all three of us being there at the same time.
Would. Definitely would.
So, has anybody got any news on the channels or anything like that?
Yeah, we've got a special guest this Sunday over on Tales of the Ohm.
We have, haven't we?
Have we?
I'm not going to be there. You never asked me.
No, we have somebody from further away, young Chris.
Oh, my.
Mr. Blameyer will be kindly joining us again. Not only for a bit of mixed chat, but also, given the recent podcast, etc., a bit more information on the current state of vaping in Australia. They've sort of hit the back burner because of the states pushing in on all the media.
Yep.
They are facing very, very similar issues to those being faced by the United States. And they have one heck of a history of anti-smoking legislation.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be going into that a bit more on Sunday. So you can join us at 2:00 for the afternoon show. What will hopefully be a very interesting cast.
It's going to be a very interesting cast. Yeah, it's going to be quite a serious one, isn't it, really? We're going to quite go into some...
I'll definitely be tuning in for that.
In-depth.
I have a few friends from Australia. I'll be definitely tuning into that. So, because I've been getting a lot more into watching the advocacy live streams lately. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing your show on Sunday, guys.
So, Chris, what you got coming up?
Twitch streams every morning. You guys can catch me twitch.tv/lethal coils. We've got no more shows for the rest of the week. Actually, last night was the first show from Lethal's Vapor Lounge Live with our brand new co-host, Mr. Frank the Freaking Wolf. I almost just called him Wolf, but we got him on yesterday for the first co-host show. We'll have him back next Wednesday for Lethal's Vapor Lounge Live. I have changed the time. I will say that right now, guys. I have changed the time of my show. For now, it's pretty permanent. We're going to be going 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is going to be midnight in the UK, guys. So I do apologize. But I have had to make some adjustments to accommodate for certain guests, plus my co-host as well. So that's been going on. That's why I had to change the time. What else can you look forward to? I've got a BTFC and a Drag Nano review that's got to come up this week, as well as a lot more coil building. May do a couple of coil building live streams. Not sure yet.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that.
And if you don't know, shameless plug, guys, my coils are available for sale again. You guys can PM me directly, or you can email me at lethalcoils@gmail.com. That's basically what I got going on for me.
And as for me, obviously we've got the Tales from the Ohm on Sunday at 2 p.m, which I've got to admit, I am really looking forward to this one. Paul from Labworks, lovely bloke, really is, and knowledgeable as well. So if you've got any juice questions as well, if you want to get them in or think about it when you're coming on chat, he's the guy to actually ask. So if you've got any juice questions and mixing and things like that, he really is very, very, very knowledgeable. So yeah, mega looking forward to it. Next week up for review, I've got a pod system and I've got the little kudu. I've got the little mod, probably the tiniest box mod I have ever used. I've got that coming up next week. Testing other bits and pieces. We've got some bits and pieces to sort out over the weekend regarding the website. So keep watching that. That's also. And like I said, don't forget, next Thursday we will be doing that Vapor Expo, the return, 1 day ticket giveaway. So don't forget next week. And that's about it. And yeah, it's been an awesome show. I want to give a big shout out to the people that's put all the questions together. Thank you so much. And like I said, I'm going to leave that post on Facebook. I'll leave it at the top pinned. So if you've got any questions, it doesn't have to be vape related. You can ask us all the questions as well. Slap them on there. See if you can beat these ones we've just had this week. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing your questions. I want to give a big shout out to my co-hosts, Chris Lethal, BFG, Papa Bear.
Easy.
Always a great show, guys.
And I've always got to say a big thank you, and I really do mean it. A big thank you to my spanners. Thank you so much for looking after us, and thank you for putting all the links in chat. That's awesome. And for you guys in chat as well, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. So I'm going to hand it over to BFG, and then Chris.
Massive thank you to everybody that's been in chat tonight. It's been giggles, it's been serious, awesome questions from you guys. We do love it when you interact with us.
Yeah, he's brilliant when you do that.
It just really does make the show for us. Happy belated birthday to Nita. Big snuggles to the Spanners, because they've been fantastic tonight. And Jake, just make sure you polish the tops on. Right. And I shall hand you over to Chris.
Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight for the SoulOhm's Ohm Service Live. It's been a great show, great talk. Thank you all again for all the questions. Look forward to next week and finding some more questions and being able to answer those for you guys. Without you guys in chat, we would not have a show. Without the spanners, we would have no moderation. And thank you guys for everything that you do, both in chat and moderators. You guys are awesome. Well, without further ado, I guess I should wrap this up. Guys, please do remember that we're the masters of our own destiny. We're the only ones in this world that can pick and choose how positive or negative our days will be. So please remember to keep that positivity high. Keep the smile on your face and let that negative just brush off your shoulders, guys. Thanks, guys. Big love. I will see you guys on the next one with these guys.
Big love to you all, and we'll all see you either on Sunday or next Thursday. Bye!
Bye! Just put them in the SoulOhm Crew Facebook group. You'll see the post, you can't miss it.
Hashtag piss flaps.
Blue waffle.
Hashtag black sheep.
Hashtag rotten vagina.
What?